I hope you all are ready for some racist Italian stereotypes.
Oh no.
Don't worry, everybody loves racist Italian stereotypes.
No.
Yeah, including the Japanese, apparently.
Oh no. Are we now talking about racism in the Japanese media?
Well,
Oh, mushroom.
I mean, it's not exclusive to Japan, you know. It's not.
I know, but
Racism isn't region locked.
yeah, it's different from country to country.
Yeah.
That's where the Teletubby son came from.
Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home. Come enjoy a natural wonderland to which we've added the world's finest resort facilities. A spectacular
Let me guess, it's
park.
totally like a dystopian thing or something.
Maybe.
Isle Delfino.
I'm sorry, wait, what?
And let us
Sorry, was Mario sexually aroused by just the existence
No,
of this island?
He just
What?
found his long lost brother. Is this like a Bigfoot close-up with the video? Like, who is that?
It looks like Mr. Game & Watch if he was shaped like Mario.
Oh man, that is actually very true. It does though. Man.
Maybe that's the secret behind this game. Mario is just Mr. Game & Watch. He's back.
Yes.
He's back for revenge.
I wonder if we can build that plane in Kerbal Space Program.
You probably could, but there's no guarantee it'll fly.
And you
I bet it will fly, but it's just boring, I guess.
Anyway, welcome to our next Let's Play.
Also known as Italian Holiday Simulator.
Anyway, thank you, Mario.
I
So
wonder
yeah,
if there's like a great...
This is a game I played actually on the original GameCube, but that one is gone, and Lucas, I failed to hit the block.
Perfect.
Yeah, I had this on the original GameCube, and I loved it back in the day. So we're doing a Let's Play of it. And this is on the Switch version right now, because my GameCube has stopped working.
Like how Peach still looked depressed.
What happened?
I like the fact they're trying to imply that Mario's talking, but he just
Yeah.
isn't.
What's this?
He just like mimes like mouse mouth movements.
Yep. It's not as hilarious as the one we're doing, like superstar stuff. It's like when you go like racist Italian gibberish.
I
Yeah.
wonder if that's the equivalent of Shadow Link with the Shadow Mario.
Maybe.
Kinda
Okay,
is.
Yeah.
Except if it was like Paint Link or whatever he is. Like, I don't
I
know.
think it's Painterly or whatever.
Master Mario, if you would, cross over to that shore and
Master
find some
Mario.
It's over on the gameplay. Now, of course, this is a 3D Mario game. Mario can go around and jump around. And you can do various different kinds of jumps that will be showcased across the video. Right now, we have to talk to people, and don't worry, I'm not going to talk to too many of them during the course of this because they don't have anything interesting to say.
Understandable.
I'm just going to talk. I'm probably just going to stop talking to people eventually because they have nothing interesting to say. They're either just advice on what to do or instruction on how to do basic gameplay elements and such.
Yeah.
They
Just
all
random
look a
gibberish.
bit like giant Smurfs. In
Plus, I guess if you want to Let's Play that shows all the dialogue, you can find that elsewhere.
Yeah. I'll throw off some of them, but not all of them.
Oh.
And we got a map, which also doubles as our place where we can check all the shine spread we collected. Spoilers.
I thought that like a Guitar Hero style duel would start like.
And of course, video game characters are stupid, especially in kids' game.
Yep.
How do I breathe? I forgot it for about 8 weeks now. Exterminate.
Power up complete.
Oh damn it.
You're purchasing this item from Gad Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data.
Why is it longing on its
Subject
pants?
identified as Mario, resident
Original
of
pants
Oh.
TM.
Storage complete.
Oh, I just realized a cute little detail. When they show his perspective in the bottom left, they show him, like, defeating Bowser in Mario 64.
Yeah, they showed like old Mario games, which was kind of cute.
Yeah.
It showed like Mario, the original Mario Brothers 3, and 64.
I think I've seen a Flash game that uses this water thing.
Preferably, just say from the tank. Don't say my tank. That just makes
Well,
it sound
this is
weird.
original GameCube game, and the buttons are a bit different. So for some reason, instead of re-recording the dialogue, you just say button. It bothers me too. Don't worry.
To fire the water, press the button.
Yes. It's so weird, especially since I played this game in the past, but actually say it properly.
Yeah. I wanted to say, imagine instead of Super Mario Sunshine, it's set in like Great Britain, like rain simulator, and it's all depressing.
Oh, that'd be great. You wouldn't have to go into the pools to refill. It would just be raining all the time.
Oh, that's easy.
But then what's anyway, so we got Flood, which allows us to spray water at everything. And that's what we're
I
gonna
think
solve.
that's the equivalent of like Alberto was here from The Sims.
Yeah, and this is how we're gonna solve everything. And with the Flood, we can do a couple of different moves. Again, so we can do that, which is very good for spraying a large amount of water. That's a spin jump, which basically requires you to spin the control stick and jump. You can use the hover nozzle to hover in the air for a short period of time. And yeah, I'm just showing all of the moves here. Side jump, where you sidestep it and jump.
Are there any version differences, like control-wise, between Switch and GameCube?
Well,
No, it's
massive
basically
one.
the same, with the exception of the different you can use more buttons to jump, since there's more buttons on the controller.
ooh.
Yeah, so... And he's sinking again. Varicocks can sink into the goop if they are caught in it. And that can happen from time to time. And usually you get rewards for saving them, but this guy doesn't do so.
Ah.
Those inhabitants faintly remind me of Smurf, if somebody wanted to like avoid all copyright.
And who's
I
so...
guess you
So I'm just, after spraying everybody with the water, I'm just gonna go ahead and proceed. Though this guy is a pretty easy, well, mini-boss of sorts. All you have to do is spray water on his mouth when it's open. Do so 3 times and you're done.
What are those plants called again in Mario?
Piranha plants.
Ah, yeah.
It's not exactly a piranha plant, but it does kind of look similar.
Yeah. Cool.
I think...
Because that's how roads work.
I thought that was just faulty road construction. That would be hilarious. Like, no, that was before.
Anyway, that's the side sprite. That's the thing you can like throughout the game.
Shine get!
No, just shine.
Shinies, like, oh, it's like Pokemon, but easy.
I
Oh,
still
it's
remember that whole mistranslation error that just says shine get.
Instead of shiny god, or what?
Unusual device. Is it some sort of pump?
I am Flood, glad to meet you. Hey, someone's coming.
Oh no, it's a
Synchronized walks.
the entire army, but it's like on a budget.
I mean, it is a resort island.
Picture.
Yep. we can just end the playthrough here.
Imagine if the loading screen is Mario making like lines on the wall, like counting the days he's in prison.
There, Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance.
Ah, okay, it is
The
paint.
accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in
You know what the color reminded me of? Splatoon.
It does kind of remind. It does kind of remind you of Splatoon with how colorful and such it is.
Nintendo did it first. Wait a minute.
I mean, this is technically about clearing up the mess, not creating the mess.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of Splatoon in a way.
This horrible graffiti is to blame.
It's kind of funny. We got a game about preventing pollution. Now we got and then later we got a game about causing as much pollution as possible.
The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Overruled.
Isn't Splatoon playing like in the far future and it's like a new civilization?
Yeah, it's basically after apocalypse where humans all died out and the squid people became like a new sentient being in the world.
Imagine like a joke, like all the pollution cleaning up for Mario didn't matter, like a really depressing ending.
I love his just blank stare through the entire course. It's like he's not shocked or anything. It's just like, well, this is it. Just gonna have to accept this.
All the times I stopped, Goomba has caught up with me. It's all game over, man. Game over.
All that coin getting empty. That's how I feel.
It is a shine sprite. Shine sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino. They used to gather in great numbers at the Shine.
I guess it would should say when am I going to go for 100%? I will try, but I might not be able to make it because I'll try to go as many stuff I can. But
Sweet, just check. You do know what you get at 100%, right?
I probably do. I'll probably think
it's not worth it. Trust me.
I'll try to get as many as I can, but if I get frustrated at some point, I'll just stop.
Yeah, like, unless you really, really, really want a picture as a sort of reward for getting every single shine, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll just show off as much of the game as possible. And not the ounce more.
If you bring more than 10 shines together, a nuclear explosion will occur.
No. Thankfully, it automatically goes to no, at least in this version.
Ah, thank goodness.
And remember, we'll be watching you, pal. We'll know if you start slacking off.
Oh no.
Except they'll be hanging around the police station all time. And the guy who's running right now is gonna run on to the goop and get himself sunk.
It plays on a tropical island. Remember like Tropico, but in this style. You're playing like a dictator on it or some shit.
Yeah. Tropico's actually quite a fun game though, I'm not sure about the 6th game in the series.
I think I only played the first and the fourth one or something.
I played the first, a little bit of second, third, fourth, fifth, and a little bit of the 6th one.
I think my favorite tip for Tropico is like, step 1, become a rum tycoon. That's actually, and it actually works because you can make so much money with it.
Yeah, being a rum baron is kind of ridiculously good.
Yeah. It's a squid that's totally not Splatoon. Yeah, I know.
Anywho, now we have to use the flood to clean up the goop and take care of the boss that's in the middle, which was the one we fought a couple of minutes ago. And of course there's a guy from the intro of this stage again. He literally ran into the goop and sunk into it.
I think those people are too stupid to survive, right?
Basically, everybody's too stupid.
I mean, to be fair, they do look like sort of big fatter pickmen. So maybe that they kind of act like that as well.
But they can clearly build buildings and
right.
such and have infrastructure.
They actually are. They're like fat Pikmin.
They really let themselves go since Nintendo dropped the IP.
Oh god. Anyway, so the kind of jump splash move that you can do is when you hold the standard aim button and then just jump. And it's very good because you can clear out a lot of water.
Holy crap.
Anyway, those little enemies that pop up from the ground, they will generally pop up whenever there's in the goop. And they will try to jump towards you, and when they land without you taking them out, they will cause more goop to be around. So they're generally quite tedious. And we have to get used to seeing this guy for a couple of times during the early parts. I think we have to fight him a total of like 4 times. Yeah, the goop, if you walk in the goop, you will eventually take damage, and it's very slippery. Fun fact, Mario will actually get more and more messy the more he's on the goop.
The statue's head.
Which Mario will get more messy?
The one we're playing as. If he walks around goop, he'll eventually get a cover all over him. So you can cover him entirely in goop if you wanted to.
Fatality! Oh. No, it's not Mortal Kombat.
And of course, the princess has been kidnapped.
Of course.
Of course. What's there any surprise? Anyways, what did I think the same guy just sunk again.
Yeah, possibly.
It was a bit hard to see, and the police are useless. Anyway, what you're supposed to do is just spray water on the fake Mario. And be careful not to get too close to him, because he will deal damage and knock you down. If you take damage, all you have to do is collect coins to recover health. Certain coins recover more health than others. Now the splash attack I'm doing is not really effective for taking him out, and it drains water very quickly. It's good for clearing out messy goops, but not for attacking Shadow, or what this Shadow Mario or whatever.
Can you also do aimed attacks like
Yeah.
sniper like?
Anyway, I've wasted all the water doing that, so I have to go and refill.
No.
You can do so by jumping into any water source and just holding on the button. And if you're on a water source, you will not drain any more water because you basically just refill it automatically. There we go.
That's not fair. What the hell?
Mario.
And you can't jump on Peach, which is kind of disappointing.
Well, I mean, I don't think Nintendo want to inspire domestic abuse in children who
No.
play this game.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Anyways,
Imagine if it turns around and it's a W, like, oh no, Wario was behind all of this.
Anywho, welcome to one of the proper worlds we'll be going on our adventure. Each of the stage has 8 shines per you collect for them. Each shine requires to complete a certain mission. You can sequence breaks on some of these missions, but for most part, you can only complete certain objectives during certain stages. And yeah, people still don't understand that the other Mario they saw was a fake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Yeah, so if you're on a bottom of water, you can actually slide on the water. And if you actually slide on your own water you spray from Flood, you can basically just keep sliding forever. It's a bit of a weird exploit, it's still on the Switch version, which is kind of fun. You can actually get some ridiculous speed as well.
Oh. Imagine like initial D-style drifting down. That would be great.
It's not really good for turning, you slow down when you turn, so it doesn't really work very well. Anyway, the ropes are really good for jumping on. You can get some ridiculous heights if you keep jumping on, keep bouncing on them.
Ooh.
And
Holy
if you spin around in a circle and spray, you can actually do a spin spray, which is also pretty neat. It also works in air.
Ah.
Yeah, having played this before, I've learned a lot of neat little tricks. And as you can see, those are actual piranha plants that are rolling down towards the dune, spraying goop all over.
Where do those plants go? Is there like a giant pile on the end? Like, oh, help me.
No, they're coming from this thing, and I keep sliding down because the goop is slippery. You kind of want to make sure it's out of the way if you're going to proceed. And again, get used to seeing this guy. Correction, you have to fight this guy 5 times. I forgot about this time.
And
Now we are
doesn't
getting weird.
attack pattern at all.
Yep.
Like, it's just like open mouth, close mouth, open mouth, close mouth.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is kind of a tedious thing.
What the hell?
And yeah, for some reason the goop always prevents structures from being risen or whatever.
Okay.
Goop, the final enemy of basic infrastructure.
Yeah.
Apparently.
The road builder's nightmare.
What? Okay, never mind. I'll eventually edit out I like these menus and saving because you don't need to see them.
Fair enough.
But
Eventually
those
it's
are
going
my
to cut into each part we go into each world and collect the shine sprite from it. Anyway, when you're on Isle of Defino, you get a little message board there. It's at certain times, and the message you get depends on the current events. Code is telling us about ground pound, which allows us to break boxes and other such items. I think you just wanted to take some time to explore Isle of Defino so that you can get a feeling for what's around.
Understandable. Oh.
We are not educated, we don't know what the alphabet is.
Nope.
Except when you have a different one.
Yeah, that X, I'll show off what it does later on. For now, I'm just gonna show off some... I'm gonna show off a mechanic that can happen. So certain M's around the world, unlike the one in the harbor, I mean, not the harbor, but the airstrip, they will drop off various of blue coins. These blue coins are necessary for collecting shine sprites. If you collect 10 of them, you can trade them up for a shine sprite from this place.
Ah.
They're hidden across all over the island, all across the stage, even in Isle Delfino. And these are kind of pain in the ass because some of them are quite more harder to find than others.
First see Tom Nook got a new job.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like one of those things where you have to search a guide if you want to
More or
find,
less,
like,
yeah.
all the ones.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
some of these can be spawning from these various symbols, graffiti. And these have a gimmick that you have to collect them from one point to the other, and then vice versa, because they'll disappear after a while. And if you don't get it in time, the graffiti will regrow.
Oh, it's like one of those stupid speedrun things.
More or less.
Where the last one is so hard to get, you try it like 50 times and then get
Yeah.
it right by one time by accident.
And I shot that one.
No!
Nice!
The greatest shot in this.
Yeah, I have my moment sometime.
Will Swedish survive this? Yes. I mean, it's not...
Anyway, welcome to the first introduction of PD Piranha. A character
with
later
it,
become a
so
staple
cool.
of the series. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I think I was just showing off something. I don't know. What I edited
The ropes. The ropes.
Yeah, there's another thing you do with the ropes. If you lower yourself, if you don't do it like that, if you lower yourself like this and use flood, you can swing around on them.
Holy
Swing
crap.
around enough, you can launch yourself from them.
Okay.
That's great. It is kind of fun, but I don't think there's that much use for it. You can also slide in the goo, but that's not advisable because it's very hard to control like then. And you also eventually take damage if you stay on it too long. But it will also cover up Mario, so you can tell Mario's getting much more dirtier and covered with goop.
It was this game made to teen kids about cleanliness.
It's more useful to show off. Nintendo just show off what kind of cool, neat details they can make. Like,
Yeah, I
oh,
think it's just kind of like, look at these fluid physics.
look at these
sort of.
water, look at this stuff, look at everything.
Imagine an entire game based on pudding physics.
It is actually kind of a game that is entirely based on water physics. I don't know if you've heard of Hydro Prophecy or something like that. It's literally, I think it's like a third-person game or something, where you're basically on, I don't know if it's a spaceship or a submarine, but it's basically constantly filling with water. And it's got some really damn impressive physics.
Yeah, Nintendo really likes to show off their water physics in various of GameCube games like Pikmin and such.
I mean, fun fact, Microsoft tried to pull the same stunt and it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
What was the game called for Microsoft?
Blink's the Time Sweeper.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna go for every blue coin. I'll try to pick up as many as I can, but even with a guide, I don't think trying to collect every single one of them is gonna be worth it. Again, I might not do 100% run, but I'll try to do as close as I can.
Imagine doing this for Kingdom Hearts, like every game 100%.
No.
Like every stupid
No.
secret part.
Yeah.
No.
Arth, that will only ever happen if Swede decides to do like a full let's play of Desert Bus. It's about as likely as that.
Yeah, more or less.
That's not impressive. Boo! 1 out of 10. Won't fight this boss again. The main message of this game is structural integrity of buildings and roads at this point.
And here we are, PD Piranha. And this fight is not too hard. Basically, huh?
You go ahead, sorry.
Basically, you just fill his stomach with water. After he's completely full, you ground pound his belly button. Repeat 3 times, as usual. If you manage to do his vomiting attack, you'll cause some goop to spawn. I think will also cause some water balls to spawn, so you can actually fill up your water. So if you do run out, you're not completely screwed.
Anyway, the thing I was gonna say is that I love how this game does interiors, where instead, or at least how the camera acts in an interior, where instead of just like trying to clip it so it stays in bounds, they just let it go out of bounds, and it looks totally fine.
Yeah, they do kind of this. Yeah, I think remember the manual. They have like a little section where they show like, oh, if the camera is stuck like here, they'll make sure that Mario can be shown from like this lens or whatever. And if Mario's behind the structure, they'll show a silhouette of him, so you can still see him. Like,
I wonder if it's basically you can see through the textures from one side or something.
It's more you can see Mario's silhouette through, like if he's behind a palm tree, you can see his silhouette behind them.
Oh, I see.
But the other objects is just a question mark, so you can't see exactly what it is, but you can still see there's something there.
Mario shows no mercy for his enemies.
More or less.
He demands blood.
More is relentless.
Yeah.
He accepts nothing but death.
Hang on.
Instead of Otto von Bismarck's quote, with blood and iron it's water and iron. Blood and water. Bloody hell.
Anyway, we got access to a new world now. You just have to fight that same boss again, because someone at Nintendo really liked that fake piranha plant thing.
We need more cowbell.
Sorry, me sort of kind of bashing sort of Mario for, you know, being a heartless killer. It kind of reminded me that there's a book I have called, okay, not sponsored, called Fuck Yeah Video Games. And there's a section in it where the writers just sort of, as a joke, goes on a tangent about how dark Mario is. Like it says here, and I quote, Mario doesn't actually have a personality, being literally designed without one. He's mute apart from saying his own name, Yippee, and on one slightly dodgy occasion, Pasta Power. He has a serious mushroom-based drug addiction. He kills his own pets to jump over holes he could probably walk around. And the object of his affection, Princess Peach, hates him. 35 years have gone by and she's never been on a date with him. Why? Simple. He hangs out with the guy who kidnaps her all the time. Seriously, Mario and Bowser are regularly seen playing tennis or going go-karting together. That's like the boyfriend of a PTSD sufferer hanging out with a war. He's basically an abusive mute stalker who shouldn't be having information about him. He should be on an FBI watch list. There you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean there are jokes all over this with Mario.
Anyway, that's great. That means I don't... That's great. That means I don't actually have to be funny. I could just quote somebody else's jokes to fill
Oh, how to be lazy the real way.
Yeah, so welcome to Rico Harbor, I think it was. I completely forgot. Because I'm a professional LPer. Nope.
So basically Mario's like a mushroom-based genetic super soldier.
Maybe.
And based on the quote from Ben. That's in return another
The mushrooms do have funky power on them, and so does the flowers and other such things.
Basically sort of drug addict, abuser, etc, etc.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the original concept for the mushrooms in Mario, or where it came from.
Probably not, but...
Yeah.
Sort of is, because if I recall correctly, the mushrooms themselves were based off like a special type where, there was sort of like a legend or something where if you sort of, I don't know, smoked it or whatnot, it kind of felt like you were sort of, you'd get disorientated as if you were getting bigger and smaller, so that's kind of the inspiration behind the mushrooms, I guess. But I can't recall correctly. I don't have an in-depth knowledge about this, okay?
Yeah, I know. Right, so what we have to do for this stage is go over here and we'll find the boss. It's actually a different boss for once.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so this boss, there's actually a bit of an exploit you can do is to actually beat this boss kind of in a unintended way, where you can basically make it so that the attacks you're supposed to do, they can't do it quick enough, and you can basically just finish the boss quite quickly, but my attempt here doesn't end well, and I just keep messing up every time.
No.
Basically, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to remove each of the tentacles so that you can actually pull the cork off his mouth, and if you pull it large, if you pull it far enough, you can actually defeat him or whatever. So right now, what I'm supposed to do is to remove each of the tentacle by pulling them off.
Remember, merciless killer.
Yeah.
Mario demands
you only have to
coins.
pull off the two on the front. The two on the outer rim, he won't be using to attack you if you try to pull on his mouth. You don't have to pull every single one of them.
Ah.
And when it does that, you can let go. Or you can just keep going, but that just takes longer.
Mario enjoys playing with his prey. Mario.
Oh no. Yeah, so grab these things can be a little bit finicky. Sometimes you just dive instead or whatever. But
I can't. I'm trying to figure out if the tentacles sort of freaking out when you pull it out is supposed to be like ragdoll physics or something.
I think it looks more animated because it's so fast paced.
I don't know, because sometimes when ragdolls freak out, they go like super fast. Like, look at that. That's spazzing out. That doesn't look intentional.
by the way, if the mouth has goop around it, it's too slippery to pull. So you have to actually clean up his mouth in order to pull his mouth properly.
Ah.
And done.
Coding is almost over.
Another beast slain. Mario, another shine sprite for Mario. See you next time.
See ya.
Goodbye, I guess. I didn't know we were gonna be saying goodbye, so I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna say?
Well, too late.